Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's budget check-in video. Apologies that I have not been able to film very much this week. I didn't have a behind the scenes up for you guys. I got food poisoning, which was super fun, from Five Guys, which is really sad because it's probably one of my favorite burger joints, and it's really strange actually because Andrew got Five Guys as well. He got it when he was like out running errands, and he told me, and I was like, oh, that sounds really good. So I ordered on DoorDash, and then we like watched, we're watching Next Level Chef right now. It's like a Gordon Ramsay show. So we're like, oh, we'll eat our Five Guys and we'll watch our show or whatever. He was totally fine and I got sick. So I don't know what happened, but it has been a rough week. We've got just lots of like sickness going through our house right now and things like that too. So anywho, that's basically why I couldn't film. I had all intention of like filming on Monday, and that was the day that I was like really sick. I actually didn't work at all on Monday. I just laid in bed like all day and just tried to like sleep it off because I swear stomach problems are just the worst ever. I cannot stand like any sort of stomach issues. So yeah, I wanted to jump on here, do our budget check-in, but also share with you a brand new addition to the finance sidekick. So just to let you all know, we've been talking about this quite a bit in our Facebook group. I don't know that I've talked a ton about it on YouTube, but I created 2 more versions of the finance sidekick. So as of today, the listing is updated. You receive all 3 versions with one purchase. So anyone who's already purchased the finance sidekick, you're going to get access to all 3 versions because I just added the other 2 versions to the same Dropbox where you downloaded the original version. So there's a monthly budget version 1. That is the original one that comes with like an expense tracker for all of your expenses, each one of your expenses in your monthly budget. It's kind of more detailed, in-depth type of monthly budgeting. And then monthly version 2 is the one that I am switching to, so I will show that to you in a moment, but it's a very basic, more like minimal, I would say, monthly budget. And then there is now a paycheck budget as well. So yesterday, when you're watching this video, later today for me, we are going to be hosting a virtual meetup to go over all of the details of the new paycheck budget sidekick. It has been a big project, but I am so excited about it. I think it'll be really, really helpful to those who use paycheck budgeting. I know everyone budgets pretty differently, and even having these 3 versions, there may not be one that works for you. But I'm hoping that with like a more simple monthly budget, a more detailed monthly budget, and then a paycheck budget, that I'm hoping that one of those can work for you. But again, I know everyone budgets differently and it's just such a personal thing, but I wanted to provide more options. So again, now with one purchase of the finance sidekick, you're receiving all 3 versions, and anyone who's purchased before, you'll have access to it, so you don't have to repurchase or anything like that. So I figured before we dive into the actual like budget check-in, I would share just what changes are made, or like what the like more simple monthly budget looks like. It's the one again that I'll be using, and it's kind of very much in line with what I've done before with my budget and stuff like that. So the first page here looks exactly the same. It's exactly the same. And then when you go, the real difference, so all these little buttons are the same. I have a very detailed walkthrough video when we first launched the sidekick line that you can watch if you want to see all the details. But all of these buttons are exactly the same in all 3 versions. You get an annual finance summary, finance goals, a subscriptions tracker, a debt tracker, savings tracker, sinking funds, net worth tracker, retirement tracker, and some notes. We did add in the notes section a second page with a blank notes page. There was someone who had wanted a page to put receipts on, so we figured offering a blank one like this would be great. You can copy and paste this throughout your sidekick if you want to, if there's a specific spot you want to keep it in, or you can just duplicate this page over and over again if you want to do that. But now you have a lined page and a blank page. It'll let you know up here there's 2 of 2, 1 of 1, so it'll let you know exactly where you're at. So that's a little change that was made to all 3 versions, by the way. So even the original version now has a blank notes page as well. And then, so let me show you a blank month first. We'll just go into January. So for your January budget, you have all of your month buttons up here, very similar. You have your income right here. You have a bill tracker, an expense tracker, total bills, total expenses, other, and then down here you have a weekly check-in button and a transaction log. You have this kind of monthly summary sheet here where you're able to kind of see like the outcome at a glance, where you're at with everything. I will personally be using this other section to put sinking funds, as well as some of our goals like paying off our minivan and contributing towards our emergency fund, contributing towards retirement, that sort of stuff. And then we have our bill tracker here. So it's the same bill tracker where you have a due column, the bill itself, the estimate, actual, over and under, and to check off when it's paid. So you've got a nice big bill tracker there. You can see there's tons and tons of lines for that. And if you don't use all the lines, there are ways to kind of tweak it, and you guys will actually see that in the like check-in version of this video, or check-in portion of this video. And then you have an expense tracker. This is just a big expense tracker. So the difference between this more simple one and the original one is you don't have individual expense trackers for every single expense. You just have kind of this big summary table where you can list out all of your expenses. So yeah, that's basically like the main difference. And then you get into a weekly check-in. So this is a new page that is exclusive to the like more simple version 2 monthly budget. So you've got a week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 for all of your weekly budget check-ins. And then right after that, you have your transaction log. And so you're able to put in here all of your transactions. You can, like for me personally, we did cancel our credit cards, just FYI. We no longer have credit cards. I mean, they're still open, but we're not using them. They're not like linked to any specific bills or anything like that. We're just using our checking account. So for us, what we'll do is we'll just kind of track all of our transactions in here. And then at the very bottom, you have a spot where you can color code. So you could do like blue for bills, pink for groceries, orange for household, whatever colors you want to use. But you can use your highlighter and kind of highlight what the color coding is. And then there's like a little check mark area where you can check off once it's tracked in your weekly check-in. You guys will see me putting this into action in this video. So, but that's it. That's all that's included. This is a very condensed, like very simple monthly budget type of deal where it's just your summary page, bill tracker, expense tracker, weekly check-in, transaction log. And of course you can duplicate this transaction log as much as you need to get all of your transactions, you know, documented and everything. So that is the very simple version. And then there is a paycheck version too. I'm hoping, I don't know if it's going to be up by the time this video is up, but we are planning to record the like webinar tonight. And then I'm hoping to have that up on YouTube for you guys too, so you can see the full walkthrough, because Sharon is our paycheck budgeting guru. She's been paycheck budgeting forever. She helped me design the paycheck budget sidekick so that it had everything it needed for paycheck budgeters, and she's using it. So she's gonna show how she's using it in action, as well as do a like full detailed walkthrough. So I'm hoping that that will be up on YouTube. If it's not already up, that it'll be up soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't run into any tech issues or anything like that. But yeah, so anyways, just wanted to kind of mention that in this video first thing. And then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over to our April budget. I've transferred all of our information over on here. So I did do my like week 1 check-in as well as my setup video earlier on in the month. Obviously the setup is now quite different from what I did before, but I transferred everything over. I transferred our sinking funds, all that kind of stuff over. I'm still kind of setting up a little bit of stuff in here, but so an income, we have our planning to prosper March income. So Our family relies solely on my business, Planning to Prosper, for our livelihood. So this is our take-home pay that we bring home from the business. And the way we do it is that on the first of the month, we transfer over our take-home pay from our business account. We have a business checking account. We transfer the take-home pay to our family checking account. And that's what you see here. So this is like all the income I received from Etsy, from YouTube, all of that. And then we give 10% to our church for tithing. And then we take out all of the business expenses, obviously. We pay taxes, state taxes, federal taxes. I have a couple sinking funds I put money into for like equipment, stuff like that to replace. Whatever's left over after all that goes down is what is transferred over into our family checking account. And so that's kind of how we do it. And then I have a miscellaneous section right here as well. Total bills is $3,449.55. Total expenses $19.40. I have sinking funds, and that's my ice maker in the background. I feel like I always have to say that now because it just sounds so weird when I'm editing the video. It doesn't sound that great, so I like to just mention it so you know what's going on. So sinking funds, the Sienna, the emergency fund. I don't share income. I don't share what we're putting towards the Sienna, what we're putting towards the emergency fund, because our family's just not comfortable sharing that much detail. I feel like we share quite a bit to where you're able to benefit and like all that kind of stuff from the video without us being like fully transparent and putting everything out there. So hopefully this video is still helpful to you even without those numbers. I might eventually share like what we're putting towards the Sienna just because I think it's exciting. Like I love watching videos where people are paying debts down and like you're kind of rooting for them and stuff like that. So I may share that. I don't really know. It's something I'd probably have to talk to Andrew about. But yeah, so that's that page. Here's the bill. I cannot speak today for some reason. The bill tracker. So I've got all of our bills listed out here. This is where I said you can kind of customize. So I just took a screenshot using my lasso and covered up the bottom part of this table so you can kind of see. I covered it up. And I just typed out total up here, and that was how I sort of changed that. So those are all of our bills. Here's our expenses. I did the same thing down here with the like little white square, and then I typed total up there. So those are expenses, and then here's the weekly check-in. So I transferred all of the check-in information from the previous one into this one, so I know exactly where our balances are with like groceries and all that kind of stuff. And then I have all my week 2, week 3, week 4 set up. This is the font Cambria. That's the font that was used for this print here. So I was able to actually download a free version because it's a Microsoft font, I want to say. So I was able to download a free version of this. If it doesn't already come preloaded on your iPad, like in GoodNotes and stuff, you should be able to download a free version and get it all to match. So I have the weekly check-in ready to go. And then here's all of our transactions. So like I said, I've color coded. So down here, I have blue for bills, purple for Costco, groceries is pink, household is green, gas is yellow, eating out is orange, my pocket money, which I'm very like, I'm not sure like what to do for pocket money because Andrew and I used to take our pocket money out as cash, and we may go back to doing that because tracking his pocket money has turned out to be kind of a challenge because he was like, oh, I shouldn't have this much in my pocket money. I bought this, that, and that. And I was like, well, what on what? And he's like, well, I went to get coffees and I like took cash out here and blah, 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 and like did all this stuff. And I'm like, I have no idea what you've been doing, you know? And then he buys things like off Amazon, and like there was a book he bought. And so I don't know, the pocket money situation's kind of stressing me out a little bit. I can track my pocket money here just fine. I think that's fine. But as far as Andrew's concerned, I'm not like sure how I want to track that. Like, I don't really know what I want to do for that. If it's something I want to add to like this tracker, or if I just like want to have him just put that in every dollar, because we do use every dollar. It helps us kind of double check our numbers as well as like plan our budgets out, like plan ahead and stuff. So anyways, Yeah, so my pocket money is kind of this bluish purple color, and then unbudgeted is red down here, and I just use my highlighter to color code and stuff. So these are all the transactions that have taken place besides sinking funds, which I'll share with you guys too, since the last check-in. So we can go ahead and start tracking things. So for example, we have water and trash, and I'm just going to check these off as I'm marking them down. So water and trash was $92.72, so I'll just come over to the bills here and we will put $92.72, and we budgeted 100, so $92.72 is a difference. I'm going to use a green color, maybe that green color. It's a difference of $7. That's a little too bright. This one, $7, yeah, 28 cents. And then we can check that off as paid. So that's all good to go. And then we have APS electricity. I know that came out, so I'll go back to my little tracker here, and that was $10.49. We budgeted 40, so minus 10.59. I'll mark that off as paid. Oops, that's a weird check mark. So we'll go back to the bills and we'll put in $10.59, and that's a difference of $29.41, and we can check that off. So those are all the bills so far. I haven't seen Southwest Gas come out. I think the due date was actually later in the month, but I haven't seen that come out yet. So that takes care of all the bills. And then let's go ahead and add up Costco. And we'll start doing like our little weekly check-in here. So for Costco, let's see, we had, these two colors are very similar. Like, I don't know, I guess you can kind of see on camera, but they're kind of similar. Like, I might want to pick a different color for my pocket money, or not track my pocket money here. I don't really know what I want to do again for that. I thought about like opening up separate checking accounts for Andrew and myself, and like just transferring our pocket money over to those accounts each month, and then we would have our own personal debit card. But I feel like that's just a lot to track, because the thing is like we can take out cash, but I feel like both of us usually end up buying things like online more than anything. Like, I know I get a lot of my books from Amazon and stuff, and but I mean, we could like go buy them like in person or go to the library or something. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I want to do for pocket money, but I don't know, maybe the easiest thing to do would just be to like give cash, like to like take out cash. I feel like that's the easiest thing. So where was I going with that? Okay, so $61.06 for Costco. So we'll mark that off, plus $14.38. And then Andrew went today to Costco, so I should actually pull that up on my phone. $131.48. So we're currently at $206.92, and then I'm gonna put in, let's see, should be on our checking account. Face ID, there it goes. So, yep, 35, so it's today, what's today? Today's the 12th. So 4/12, Costco. And that was for $35.47. And then I can just take my lasso here and copy and paste. Okay, so plus $35.47. So $242.39. So $242.39. Oh, we're gonna be over. Last week we had $224.95. So yeah, we are over by $17.44. So we'll just need to know no more Costco for the rest of the month. So that is that. And then we'll take a look at groceries. Let me mark these off as paid so I don't forget. And there we go. And then groceries is in pink. So we have Sprouts for $7.04. And then we have Sprouts again for $86.59. We have fries for $11.98. And then fries again for $18.97. And then Sprouts for $32.59. And that is everything. So $157.17. And we had $430 remaining as of last week. So we have $272.83. And let me just double check that. Yeah. So $272.83 is what we have remaining there. And then we have household. So household is in green here. We got more vitamins for the kids. And then we had to get more bandages. And then we got some like Tylenol for the kids. I had to get Pepto-Bismol for my food poisoning. And we had to get a Diaper Genie refill. So it's a total of $92.95. So I believe we're gonna be over on household as well. Last week we had $82.63. So yeah, we are negative by $10.32. So we'll need to kind of cut off the household stuff. I think we're totally fine. Like we have toilet paper. Well, now I'm thinking about it, do we? I know the kids' bathroom's low and downstairs is low. We might end up needing to get toilet paper, which would put us further over. So there's that. But I think like as far as hygiene products and like cleaning stuff, I'm pretty sure we're in good shape there. And then for gas, let's see if Andrew, he's going to get the car washed right now. There it is. This is working out pretty nicely. So $7.99. He's doing this literally right now. So we'll just update the transactions in real time. So I do take car washes out of our gas budget. We really only go like once a month to wash the car. It's $7.99 and we're doing yellow for that. So yeah, $7.99. Is what was spent. $7.99, and last week we had $38.05 remaining minus $7.99. I believe the tank is still full, but we might go over because we still have quite a bit of the month left, so I guess we'll see. All right. And then we have eating out. So for eating out, we went to the bakery. It was $13.85. So much more quiet when that ice maker's not going, my goodness. And then $20.56 for Five Guys. That was $34.41. $34.41. And we had $143.06. So we have $108 $65 remaining for eating out. And then for my pocket money, I got a wallet, $52.03. It was kind of pricey. But I've had my eye on this wallet forever. So I will share it with you guys actually in just a minute. But $52.03 and $69.77 is what I have remaining. So I have $17.74. And then for unbudgeted, we had $0. So that is really nice. So that takes care of that. I'm gonna put little lines through there. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of our weekly check-in. Let me show you guys this wallet real quick. It is by Bella Taylor. I've had a Bella Taylor wallet before, but look how stinking cute this print is. I am just obsessed with this print, so I had to get it. I mean, I didn't have to, but I chose to. So inside, they have little spots for cards. So I have like our checking account card, the business checking account, the like health insurance we use. It's actually a cost sharing program through Christian Healthcare Ministries, library card, my voter ID, and the like card for fries. We'll need to get a separate card for Costco because we're no longer like using their credit card. Down here, I won't show you because, you know, obviously it's personal information, but I have my driver's license and then our AAA card. So that's what's in like this little foldy part here. And you just turn it to close it. And then the really cool part is this part here. When you open it, you get all of these little files. So Andrew and I keep like kind of waffling, like we're going back and forth on using cash again or not. So I thought this would be perfect for cash envelopes, but also for like, you know, like organizing receipts. So even if we don't use cash, I could put like grocery receipts here, household receipts here, eating out. Like I could kind of keep track of receipts there. I've got some of our gift cards right there. So that's that section. I feel like this is perfect for cash envelopes. And then back here, you have like a little coin purse thing, coin section. So that's the new wallet that was over $50. Again, pricey, but it's just so cute. I've had my eye on it for so long, and if we do end up using cash again, I feel like this is just gonna be so, so perfect. So anyways, that's what I got for myself. Okay, so like I said, that takes care of all those transactions, and what I'll do is I'll just duplicate this page and it'll be all set to go. So I'll have like, you know, extra room. That's the beauty of this, is you can just duplicate to your heart's content, however much you need. We had quite a bit going on this past week, I will say. A lot of that was because of Easter. We hosted Easter breakfast over at our house, and it was so fun. It was such a nice, like, just calm morning. I shared on Instagram, but I made like a overnight French toast bake. I made a couple quiches, and then we did like a fruit salad. So we had sort of like a brunchy type of deal, and it was just gorgeous outside. So we had like the Easter egg hunt in our backyard, and we did Easter baskets in the morning. We had family over. It was such a good day. It was such like just a peaceful, calm day. And yeah, so anyways, we had to go like make some extra grocery trips just to make sure we had everything we needed for feeding everybody. And then we had sick kiddos and stuff like that going on. I had food poisoning, so it was just like extra stuff going on, pretty much. But let's jump on over now to our sinking funds, and we'll see kind of what's going on there. So for beauty, nothing has happened. Birthdays and gifts, nothing has happened. The car, nada. Nothing for Christmas. Nothing for Andrew's clothes. Nothing for the girls' clothes. And I'm good. That's good. I don't know that we've had like very much going on. I feel like my iPad screen, like what are all these little white flakes that are everywhere? You know what? It might be from hanging that picture. I bet that's what it is. I feel like I've got like all these like little like white flakes. Sorry guys, I'm getting distracted. But anyways, yeah, we haven't really had much going on with sinking funds. Oh, I had to Zell my mom. I did like a special egg for the girls, so they each got like this big golden egg, and I put $5 in each one of their eggs. So I didn't have any cash on me, so I borrowed some from my mom, and then I just paid her back. So that's that. And then let's see, nothing for house maintenance and projects, nothing for miscellaneous. For the puppies, we purchased a new collar for Kara because the little like clippy part of her collar broke, which is really weird because it's pretty sturdy, but for whatever reason, Mando, when they're roughhousing, Mando likes to grab her collar and like drag her around. We stop him from doing it, but like it's one of his favorite little maneuvers. They battle all the time and they're just playing, like very rarely does it get out of hand, but it's just, that's like his move. And I think like he must have like bit on the plastic or something, I don't know. But anyways, it ended up breaking, so we had to replace it. And then I got them a whole bunch of yak bones. We really like the yak bones. It's like a very hard cheese. Basically it's yak cheese, and they love them and they last for a while. So I actually stocked up and got them 6 of them. They are pretty pricey, but I got them 6, so that's 2 each, and that'll last them for quite some time. So let's go ahead and figure out what our balance is there. So starting balance is $480.99 minus $17.35 for the collar brings us to $463.64, and then minus $84.56 for the yak bones brings us to $379.08. So that's the puppies. Okay, and then for school, nothing has really happened there, but I will say we're going to be ordering our curriculum soon for homeschooling. So we're gonna use the Good and the Beautiful curriculum, and we have a few things we have to get done before we do all of that, but we are going to be ordering it pretty soon, because I think we're gonna start homeschooling in like July is what we're thinking. So yeah, anyways, so that is school. And then for subscriptions, nothing has happened there. For vacation, nothing has happened there. So really not a lot going on with our sinking funds. One thing I was gonna share with you guys is our savings tracker for medical. I haven't filled in the emergency fund yet, but for medical, I thought I would share this real quick just to share like how I'm setting up the savings tracker and stuff. So I have our savings account for the emergency fund and then our savings account for the medical. I wanted to make medical its own savings account just in case, like I don't want the medical funds like floating any negative balances in the sinking funds, if that makes sense. Like I'm okay with certain funds going negative in sinking funds if it happens, like the $5 negative for holidays, stuff like that. That's being floated, or whatever you want to say or call it, by the positive balances in other accounts. I didn't want medical to be included in that because I want to make sure we always have enough in medical, just because of the way that we're doing health insurance. Like it's through a cost sharing program, which is the Christian Healthcare Ministries. And so the way it works is that for an incident, which can be several different appointments, several different bills, as long as they're related to that incident, Christian Healthcare Ministries will pay for anything above $1,000. So I want to really track, and I may even put like a color code here for like Andrew and Maddie and me and Julia, just to kind of track all of our individual things. This is all Maddie. So one thing that's been going on with Maddie lately is she has been complaining about stomach pain for a really long time. And it's so hard because, oh gosh, I don't want to doubt her or anything like that. But she has been the one to like cry wolf a couple times, and I've warned her about this. I'm like, if you cry wolf too many times, if there's something seriously wrong, we're gonna have a hard time believing you, you know? So she will complain about stomach aches and stuff, and it's usually, I think, a way for her to get out of school. But it's been going on for so long that we're like, okay, like, and trust me guys, like I check things, like I check her bowel movements and stuff. I know like that might sound gross, but parent life, right? Like just to make sure everything looks normal and everything like that. We tried like cutting back on dairy and stuff like that a little bit to see if that would help her stomach. And then we finally were like, okay, well, my sister-in-law has Crohn's and that sort of thing. So we took her to the doctor, and this is what happens when you're cash pay, okay? It's like super expensive, but at the end of the day, it's still cheaper than paying like a $1,500 premium every single month for health insurance that we don't typically use very often. Like, none of us really go to the doctor a ton, but we decided to finally take her to the doctor. She got a celiac test. It was negative. They had to draw blood and stuff. But yeah, that was a pretty big expense. So, you know, that was negative. The doctor was like, I don't hear anything weird. She tried pushing on her stomach. She's like, there's nothing weird there. So we may take her to a GI specialist and see if they can take a look. But I don't know. Andrew's told her, she's never like doubled over in pain. She's never like, she never seems like she's like super in pain. She'll just be like, oh, my tummy. Like, just kind of like, oh, it like almost like if you have like a side stitch or like something like that. I don't know. So I don't know what to do, you guys. I feel like a bad mom if I don't believe my kid when they're telling me that their tummy hurts every single day. But like, it just doesn't make sense, you know? It doesn't make sense at all. And she's definitely been one to kind of fib to like get out of school and stuff. She tried doing it this morning, and I don't know what to believe or what to do. I don't know if anyone else has been in this situation before, but we're like, we're gonna take you to the doctor. Like, we're going to go. If this continues to be something, like, just so you know, like, if we take you to a GI specialist, this is what's going to happen and stuff like that. And she's like, oh no, I'm okay. My tummy feels fine. I don't want to go. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's really bugging you, we need to go, like, you know. And she just, I don't know. It's just really difficult. It's really been stressing me out and my husband out quite a bit. It's been going on for a while, just every single day. My tummy, my tummy, my tummy. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, I don't, like, everything looks normal, you know? She's had normal bowel movement. She's like everything, she doesn't have any other symptoms whatsoever. So we were thinking, okay, maybe it's food allergies. Maybe we'll take her to a food allergy specialist or something like that. We've tried cutting back on like certain things, but it's just been a hot mess over here. Anyways, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional talking about this. I think it's just, I haven't talked about it a ton other than to my husband. And so just like airing it out, I'm just like, this is just really stressing me out, because I feel like, what if there's something really big wrong and like we're just neglecting it or something? Like, I don't know. So I think we're just going to take her to a specialist, and hopefully there's nothing wrong. And we've explained to her a million times, like, you know, Andrew even said, he's like, if the pain is a 5 or more, tell me about it. If it's a 5 or less, then, you know, it's probably just gas or something like that. And most of the time she's like, it's 5 or less. Like, oh, my tummy's a 2 right now, or oh, my tummy's a 3 right now. And it's gotten to the point too where she's, I think, psyched herself out a little bit. Like, she gets nervous to eat certain things. Like, now she won't eat like gluten, even though we got the celiac test and it was negative. And we're like, sweetie, like, your test was negative, you're okay, like, you can eat that kind of stuff. And we try to limit it. So if she has toast for breakfast, then we'll do like something else for lunch that doesn't involve wheat or gluten or whatever. So anyways, that's what's been going on there. Maybe I'll edit this whole section of the video out, I don't know, but it's just a random thing. It's just one of those things where it's like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know, like, the only thing left to do really is just to go take her to a GI specialist, if anything, for the peace of mind. But I don't know. Andrew said he did this all the time when he was a kid too. He was like, I told my parents all the time that I had a tummy ache or I didn't feel good, so I didn't have to go to school. And I feel like Maddie's done that, because this is part of the reason we're homeschooling, is she's so bored at school. Like, she just does not like being there. She doesn't like sitting there all day. So I feel like she's definitely used that tactic to like get out of it. But it's like, she's done that so many times. Like, I don't know if I should be taking her seriously or not, you know? So, but I think for peace of mind, we're just gonna set up something with a GI specialist and do that and see, hopefully everything's fine. So anyways, guys, that is it for this budget check-in video, I figured I'd just do like the walkthrough of the new version of the monthly budget. So again, this will be in the Dropbox for you if you've already purchased the Finance Sidekick. Hopefully I'll have the webinar, the recorded webinar up either like right now before this video or shortly after. I'll have to like figure out all those logistics and stuff to like get it all up and ready to go. But yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this little budget check-in, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to catch all my future videos. My next one will be a digital plan with me on Saturday, which reminds me too, so we're using Cisco WebEx for the webinar tonight, and it works really well. Sharon and I tested it out on Tuesday, and we're thinking that moving forward we'll do like once a month like live webinar thing, or live like virtual meetup is what I like to call it, where we can do like a Q&A session. Maybe I'll like plan live with you guys and you can plan along with me, you know, or we can just do like tips and tricks for digital planning, stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing that once a month, like maybe on like, you know, the second Wednesday of every month for like an hour or something like that. And then of course I would record it and post it on YouTube after, because I know like, you know, time zones and stuff don't always sync up for everybody. So that's something I'm thinking about doing. If that's something that you'd love to see, definitely let me know down in the comments. But I think that's something we may be starting very soon, which I'm very excited about because I feel like it's just a great way to connect with you all. So, but that is it for this one. So I will see you in the next video. Yeah. I think that's it. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think that's it. So anyways, I will chat with you all later. Bye.